Hello. Want to welcome you, Benny Richardson, T and me. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to take the time first and thank all of you that have been tuning in with Benny Richardson, T and me. I am just so happy that you have taken the time out of your busy schedule to just sit down and get your tea. I've seen some of you putting your teacups in the comment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you've been enjoying our time together because I've been enjoying it. And first of all, before I get started, I don't know if you like my African jewelry. I want to give a shout out to Scotty's Fashions. This lady gets all kinds of jewelry. Oh, I love it. And she's on live on Saturdays at 7. Tune in. You might see something you like. Just a little shout out to my girlfriends. I want to remind you that if you want to get in touch with me, if you would go to Benny Richardson Ministries at gmail.com. I want to remind you also that I do cater teas for ladies. You know, just contact me. I, of course, bring the teacups, teapot, everything that goes along with the tea. I cater the food, everything. Just come and talk to me. Get in touch with me. Talk to me about it. Maybe something you want to do for your ladies. And don't forget to show me your teacup. Make sure you take some time and have some tea for yourself. Just for you. I want to also remind you that I do have a book that is available through Amazon, and I think if you would take the time to read it, very easy reading, I think it will be a blessing to you. It will encourage you. It's not really what you think. You see God's woman, once you get into the book, you're going to find out a lot of things about me. I try to be honest, try to tell you in my book about my life and the things that went on in my life. Well, today we want to do a little talking, want to encourage so that you can advance. How about that? I want to talk for a few minutes about words. Hope you can see that. Words. You know, words are very important. Sometimes we say a lot of words, and sometimes we think about what we say, and sometimes we don't. You ever said some words and wish you hadn't said it? Something about once the words come out, it's like water running out of a faucet. Can't get it back. Words are very, very important. Proverbs 18:4 said, "The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook." Words of a man's mouth are like deep waters. How deep are you? How deep are your words? A wise man has a deep pool of flowing wisdom. A wise man has a lot of words of wisdom. Have you ever sat down, talked to someone that had a lot of wisdom? They don't have to be old to have wisdom either. Sometimes you can talk to older people who don't have any wisdom. What kind of words are flowing from your river? What kind of words are flowing from your mouth? You ever listen to the words that flow out of your mouth? Sometimes people say things and they never think about it. Never think about, should I say this? Or maybe this is not a good thing to say. Or maybe I should say it. Maybe this is a good thing to say. Words can bring life, or words could bring death. What about that? Words can bring life. You can speak life into people, or you can speak death into people. Proverbs 16:23 says, the heart of the wise teaches his mouth, and added learning to his lips. The heart of a wise teaches his mouth, and added learning to his lips. Let's look at that word heart. The heart of the wise. He's not talking about this heart that beats. That's not the heart he's talking about. That's not the heart. It's not that heart that beats in your chest that he's talking about. This refers to the spirit that is in you. The heart of the wise, the spirit. He's the one that will tell you what to say and what not to say. A lot of times we say things before we even think. Sometimes we need to take time. Think about it before we say it. Should I say this or shouldn't I say this? Go inwardly. Listen to that voice. Sometimes he'll say, that's not a good thing to say. Even though it may be on the tip of your tongues, and he'll say, that's not the way to say that. That's not the way to approach them. Or he'll say this, but I don't want to say that. Say this. Come on, compliment them. No, I don't want to compliment them. Then he talks about and added learning. It adds learning to the lips. God will teach you what to say out of your mouth. There are a lot of lessons. See, a lot of times we don't have wisdom because we haven't learned the lessons. There are a lot of lessons. There are a lot of things that you will go through in life that will teach you a lot of lessons. And the thing about it is, if you don't learn the lesson, you will continue to take the tests over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. And when you learn the lesson, then you have wisdom to teach somebody else. You can't teach somebody something that you don't know yourself. But if you learn the lesson, then you get wisdom. You'll learn. Even in your relationships, you'll learn. Some things we don't need to debate about it. Let it go. Why argue? Why let those words flow out of our mouth? Once the words flow out of our mouth, you can't get it back, remember. You ever said something you wish you could get it back? Once it's out, it's out. That's why we have to be careful about our words. Words can hurt, can wound. People say, oh, if you say it, I'm not going to receive it. Yeah, if you heard it, you received it. You heard it. And it can wound people. Children have been spoken over. Words have been said to children that have wounded them for life. Or you're stupid. Or you're dumb. You're not going to ever learn. Or you're just like your daddy. Like your mama. Words. They hurt. They can wound. I remember when I was young, This lady, she didn't really particularly care for me, and I didn't particularly care for her as a little girl. And I remember one day on my grandmother's front porch, she said to me, "You are never going to amount to nothing." Can you imagine someone saying that to a child? It wounded. It hurt. That's why you have to be careful what you say. Teach me, Lord, how to talk. Teach me the words to say out of my mouth. Words are so powerful that they can be used to create our lives. Don't you know that you are a creative being? You are able to create because you came from the Creator, and you can use your words to create. The Bible said, and God said. What are you saying? You have the same power to say it and bring it into existence. If you hear God say it, you can say it. Bring it into existence because you have the power. I remember I heard a song. My sister used to sing it all the time. By Donald Lawrence, "Speak over yourself." People always want somebody else to speak over them. Validate yourself. Get up in the morning and validate yourself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that my soul knoweth right well. I shall live, what kind of words, and not die, and declare the works of the Lord. In you is the fountain of life. My youth is restored as the eagle. Words. Encourage yourself. It's in your mouth. Life and death is in your mouth. And your children. I remember my daughter, Shanita. Tanaya was young. She used to tell her every morning when she would go out of the door, she would say to her, "I can do all things." She would have her repeat it. "Through Christ that strengthens me. I can do." And don't you know that my granddaughter is graduating in a couple of weeks? Cum laude. Why? Because her mom kept telling her, "I can do all things." She struggled in math, but she kept saying, "I can do all things." Through Christ. The words of my mouth, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, let it be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord. Your words are powerful. Your words are powerful. Proverbs 17:27, the last one I want to say to you. It says, "He that hath knowledge spareth his words." Carefully what they say. Man and woman with knowledge are careful of what they say. And a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. He understands how to place his words. He understands what to say. He understands when to be quiet and when to speak. Are we all there? No. But there's a song that said, "Teach me, O Lord. Teach me, O Lord, the ways of thy statutes. I don't understand it all, Lord, and I will keep them until the end. If you give me understanding, and I'll keep thy law. Yes, I shall observe them with my whole heart. Words, they're powerful. Let's learn how to use them the right way. Thank you for your time. Thank you. And don't forget, have your tea. Tea time with Benny Richardson. I thank you. Remember, you are blessed.